My Housewives Season 5, Episode 2. Okay? When the episode is available, when the link to the episode is available, I will put it down below in the description box. Whenever that is. Until then, it will say review. So don't trip. Go ahead, hit the like button for your girl. And 1K subscriber gift giveaway. You must like, share, and subscribe. Alright, so we're going to try to make this real quick. My wives. First off, it's Karen and Renee. Karen's at the studio listening to her boyfriend Storm artist. Renee comes and shows up, sees her. And Renee's talking about how she was so excited that Karen showed up to the rooftop party. She wasn't expecting it. Karen's like, I just want to surprise you. And Renee was talking about how awkward it was to be at, a place where a place and with your friends that you done been friends with for 20-something years, and how awkward it was to just have them, just walk right past you. It was just awkward as hell. She's talking about how Natalie pissed her off. Karen was like, yeah, Natalie, she makes me fucking sick. We go back and forth on social media, and, she's a fucking cop caller. Okay, because my boyfriend, Storm, saw her, I guess in Arizona or something. No, saw her at her and her boyfriend, London, at a club. He goes up, talk to London, tell her, look, your girl is running her mouth too much about my girl's family, and my girl is not the type of person that plays that shit. And we both come from family that are murderers, so I just think that it ain't cool, and that she should watch her mouth, and you should kind of just tell her to chill. And they squashed it, all that. They was cool afterwards, and then next thing you know, Natalie got, call of protection and stuff on Karen and Storm, talking about they threatened her life. And Renee's like, oh, wow. That little bitch. She can't stand that. I can't stand Natalie either. Really, Natalie? Okay. We're gonna go into this and realize that Natalie was overdoing it. Okay, because they didn't even, like Karen said, the boyfriend and Karen's boyfriend or whatever, they was cool. It wasn't no threatening or anything. I don't like damn Natalie. Alright, so next, Renee and Drita meet up. Renee had told Karen that Drita texted her saying that she wanted to meet up with her. So they go out to lunch and meet up, and first thing you know, Drita sits down and she's like, look, we're gonna get into it. She starts moving stuff out the way. She's like, okay, I was told that you called my husband a fucking rat. And you said that he was an ATM robber. And Renee's like, first of all, who in the hell would... That's crazy. One, I would never say that, okay? And I know who told you it. It was damn Natalie running around town telling you all these lies. She's fucking crazy, okay? One, only thing I told her is what your husband did to go to jail, okay? And Drita's like, well, there's nothing wrong with that. And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I was wrong for, even telling that, that part of it, telling your business to her, but, she's a fucking liar. Who are you gonna believe, me or her? It's basically my word against hers. And Drita's like, this is just crazy, why would she lie? She was like, Drita, you don't know her, okay? One, when y'all weren't liking her and she was on my side, she had me. Then when we went to Vegas and I was no longer on her side, she had y'all, okay? She needs somebody, okay? Because she can't get it to me and you being on my side, then it's gonna be all bad for her. And Drita's like, well, you know what? It's crazy. I'm gonna have to sit down and talk to Natalie. And it's funny how, like, Drita's just whole mood changed. And she's like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that, and I was like, well, yeah. And Renee's like, I'm gonna have to sit down and talk to Ange, and we're gonna have to hash it out. And Drita's like, well, hopefully you and Natalie can hash it out too. And she's like, there's nothing to fucking hash out, okay? You could punch me in my face before I hash anything out with Natalie. It's not gonna happen, okay? And she's serious about that. So next is Ange and Karen. Drita invited them to her, makeup business. And, who else was it? I believe that it was Natalie. Or was it Renee? No, it wasn't Renee. Anyways, so Ange basically, she says it's been 7 years since the Drunken Monkey. We're gonna have like this big event. Okay, I'm inviting you, Karen, and your boyfriend, and Natalie and her boyfriend, and Drita, you and your husband. Is going to be me and my husband, but Renee is not invited. Okay, I just don't want to deal with her right now. And they're like, okay, well, how's this going to go? Karen's like, no, Natalie wasn't there. Karen's like, well, how's this going to go? Like, she's a fucking cop caller. Okay, Natalie is a cop caller. She went and called the cops on me and Storm, talking about we threatened her family and all that bullshit. I don't know. She's not relevant to my life right now. She just isn't. So, Karen got a problem with Natalie. Renee got a problem with Natalie. I just can't. I'm not feeling this girl. Like, why is she even here? Why is she on this show? Didn't your ass live in Philly? Go back to Philly. So next is Renee. She's out at the DMV. She ends up running AJ's license, and he had already been in, his car or whatever. He totaled his car, I guess, earlier this year. And she runs out and found out he got a whole bunch of unpaid parking tickets. Just unpaid speeding tickets, period. And he didn't tell her nothing about it. She asked him about it, he's been lying. And she's on the phone with Karen. Karen's like, well, look, I hate to say it, but, he's being irresponsible like his dad. And, he's going to end up getting to some things that he doesn't need to. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to have a talk with him. So Renee ends up, he ends up later on calling her to pick him up. She goes pick him up. She's like, yeah, I want to talk to you anyway. She gets in the car. She's like, should you be in the back since I'm like your fucking chauffeur anyways? He's like, what are you talking about, Mom? And she's like, I end up going to the DMV. I ran your license. Okay, and I found out you got a whole bunch of, unpaid tickets. And he was like, oh, gosh, do we have to get into this? She was like, yes, we have to get into this. Okay, I asked you, did you have any unpaid tickets? Any tickets at all? And you lied to me, and you said that you didn't. And he's like, oh, gosh, why do we have to, come on, Mom. You know how AJ is, come on, like, come on. We gotta get into this. And she was like, you know what? This mother and son relationship just isn't working out, okay? And you need a man in your life, and you're gonna have to go move in with your grandfather for a little while. And he's like, what are you talking? She was like, yes, we're done here, okay? You're gonna have to stay with your grandfather for a while, okay? Because you're not listening to me. I spoiled you too much, okay? I tried to compensate, basically, for you having a deadbeat ass father, okay, that did all kind of crazy shit. Now, I spoiled you. Now it's time for a man to raise you, okay? That's what he gets mad. He's like, alright, just let me out right here. She drops him off. I think what she doing is actually right. I mean, he's 20 years old. But yeah, he does need a father figure, and if her father is going to keep him out of trouble, Okay, let them know, look, I've been in jail, I've been in a life, this ain't for you. Then I think that's great. I think what she doing is great. So, Karen ends up going out with her boyfriend Storm, and she tells them that Natalie, is out telling everybody that, London, that Storm threatened me and you, threatened London and her, and like she's out here fucking lying. Natalie is out there telling people that they threatened her, and she's no fucking cop calling. And he's like, what are you talking? He's like, that's crazy. Check them bitches. When I talked to him, everything was good. Me and him was good. If I threatened him, why would me and him exchange numbers? Like, I don't even see what the problem is. So, the whole event with Big Ange goes down. Natalie and London is there. Drita's there. Big Ange, of course. Karen and her boyfriend ends up showing up. Okay, Karen's boyfriend Storm ends up seeing London. They end up, hey, what's up? London comes up to them, hey, what's up? How you been doing? Or whatever. They like, it's cool. Like, what's been going on? Your girl been walking around, saying that we threatened you, and he's like, yeah, I don't know it's all up between us. I don't know what's going on, with her. And, they was like, yeah, getting a whole order of protection and all that stuff. Like, that's just too much being a cop caller. He's like, yeah, I don't agree with anything that Natalie does, but I can't control her. She does whatever she wants to do. I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with it. And they like, yeah, that's crazy. So, Drita and them and just over there looking, they were like, what the fuck, like, London and Storm and them, they all dapping up, hugging and stuff. They don't look like they have any problems. Natalie's been over-exaggerating. So Natalie, when she saw Karen, she had got mad and walked out. She sees London over there with Karen and Storm. She walks over, and Storm is like, so yeah, I don't understand. I wouldn't sit there and talk so much stuff about people I don't even know. So she gets mad, walks out, and was like, what the fuck? She goes out with Drita and Ash like, I don't understand it, how this damn Karen and her damn rat family, she's a fucking rat. They like, look, that's not cool. You don't need to be calling her family a rat. You don't need to be saying anything about her family. That's not cool at all. She's like, I don't care where I'm from, okay? We associate you with your last name, okay? Her fucking father's a rat. Her family's a rat. I don't understand why I go over there and he's fucking jerking me off. Man, he could suck my dick. Okay? Storm is over there and he's shaking hands with London talking about, yeah, I wouldn't talk stuff about somebody I don't know. Man, you're fucking jerk off. And they're like, well, listen, you don't want to sit here and just go off on Karen. He's like, fuck Karen. Okay? I want to go in there and talk to Storm. And they're like, no, you can't just go out, you can't just go up to her man and just cuss her out. And right before she was out there with Natalie, right before Natalie was out there with Drita and Ange, she was out there with her boyfriend London, arguing about him not taking up. He's like, what are you talking about? Listen, okay, I'm staying out of you women business and you stay out of men business. Me and him are cool and there's no problem. I handle it. She's like, you didn't fucking handle the situation. He's like, does this situation look out of hand? She's like, you know what? You didn't fucking handle the situation. You want to be a damn peacemaker. Okay? Why do you want to make peace and stuff? Alright? Fuck them. And I'm like, Natalie, You gonna lose your man. 2, you just like, what's the point? You just want drama. Why can't you not have peace? It's not that serious. It really isn't. That's your problem, everybody. You blow shit out of proportion, and you always like, you just a hothead, and you most of how you get into these situations because you were in somebody else's business. Mind your fucking business. Okay? I just can't stand Natalie ass. Just go sit down somewhere. You need an attitude adjustment. You need a personality adjustment. I can't fucking stand you. She wants to go in there and she wants to confront Storm and they're like, you don't confront no man. She's like, I don't give a fuck. Where I'm from is I hit men before I hit a woman. I'm like, okay, well, Storm's pretty big. You hit him, you might get knocked the fuck out. I'm just being real. Okay, and it might not even be by Storm. It'll probably be by Kara. Because I know if you hit my man, I'm going to knock your ass out too. Alright, so you need a fucking attitude adjustment. You need to stop smoking, drinking, whatever the hell you doing. You need to chill the fuck out. And they keep, like, Drita and Ann's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? One, you don't just go in there and just go confront a man. She was like, I'm done. Drita's like, I'm done. I've been in the middle of men's business and I will not anymore. Stabbing, shootouts, all that. I'm not with it at all. Okay? I'm with you on that, Drita. Fuck that. And, Natalie doesn't care. She's a hothead. Karen comes out. Karen's like, so what's up? She was like, so why the fuck is your boyfriend over there shaking hands with my boyfriend talking about, you need to stay out of people's business while he's looking at me? And she was like, well, first of all, I don't like people talking to me like, I don't allow people to talk to me like that. She was like, I don't care. Who the fuck are you? She was like, I'm Karen. Who are you? I'm Natalie. Okay, and you're a fucking rat. Your family's a rat. Okay, I don't like your boyfriend threatening us. And they start pushing each other. Security gets all in between them. Gets crazy. Damn, Natalie, you need help. Okay, you really do. All that extraness, it is not called for. It ain't. That's it for this episode. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at JazzShaman. And 1K subscriber giveaway. You must like, you must share, you must subscribe. And thanks for watching, y'all.